This is the War Brief Daily for April 13, 2026, covering the Russia-Ukraine theater. Tonight we are tracking 4 confirmed developments, all centered on a single revealing moment: Russia's unilateral Easter ceasefire and exactly what happened during it. First, the ceasefire collapse with nearly 4,300 combined violations. Second, Russian forces executed 4 Ukrainian prisoners of war while the truce was in effect. Third, Ukraine recorded the first night without Russian long-range strikes in approximately 340 consecutive days. And fourth, frontline shifts and a Ukrainian partisan sabotage strike deep inside Russian territory. First, the ceasefire collapse. Russia declared a 32-hour theater-wide truce beginning at 1600 local time on April 11th, framed around the Orthodox Easter holiday. It did not hold. This is confirmed. According to the Ukrainian General Staff, by 0700 on April 12th, Russian forces had committed 2,299 ceasefire violations, including 28 ground assaults, 479 artillery strikes, 747 Lancet loitering munition and Molniya fixed-wing drone strikes, and 767 additional FPV drone strikes. Among the documented violations, a Molniya drone struck a Ukrainian ambulance in Sumy Oblast overnight, injuring 3 medics. Medical vehicles carry protected status under international humanitarian law. Russia's Ministry of Defense, for its part, claimed Ukraine violated the truce 1,971 times. Bottom line, this ceasefire was largely performative. Neither side stopped fighting. Second, a confirmed war crime committed during the truce. This is confirmed and documented. Ukraine's Prosecutor General's office released footage on April 12 showing Russian forces executed 4 Ukrainian prisoners of war near Veteranarn, north of Kharkiv city, after the ceasefire had begun. The sequence, confirmed by the Ukrainian 14th Army Corps, Russian forces launched an assault before 1400 on April 11, seized Ukrainian positions, and then executed unarmed service members in custody after the truce took effect at 1600. Executing prisoners of war is a violation of Article 3 of the Geneva Conventions. The Institute for the Study of War has assessed that the Russian military command is endorsing POW executions at the command level. This is not isolated conduct. Third, the first quiet night in nearly a year. This is confirmed and historically notable. According to the Ukrainian General Staff, Russia launched no missiles, no Shahed-type drones, and no guided glide bombs overnight. The first time that has happened since May 10, 2025. That is approximately 340 consecutive days of nightly bombardment, paused for a single night. The critical question now: does Russia resume full strike tempo immediately as the 32-hour window closes? Fourth, frontline shifts and a deep logistics strike. ISW geolocated Ukrainian advances west of Stupachki and in eastern Kostantinivka in Donetsk. Russian forces advanced south of Novorihorivka in the Oleksandrivka direction. In Zaporizhia, analyst Konstantin Mashovets assessed that Russia's 58th Combined Arms Army is overextended across a roughly 50-kilometer front line, simultaneously pursuing 2 diverging objectives it cannot adequately resource. This creates a potential Ukrainian counterattack window, though this assessment carries single-source attribution and should be watched for corroboration. Separately, the Crimea-based Ukrainian partisan network Atesh reported destroying a Russian military locomotive at Likovskaya railway station in Rostov Oblast, the primary rail logistics node supplying Russian forces in Zaporizhia. Russia is reportedly approaching the limits of its locomotive replacement capacity. Here is what to watch next. Monitor whether Russia resumes mass strikes on the night of April 12th to 13th. Watch for international reaction to the documented POW execution, particularly from European governments and the International Criminal Court. Track whether additional OSINT corroborates the Zaporizhia overextension and whether Ukraine moves to exploit it. Follow the downstream effects of the Likhovskaya disruption on Russian supply lines. That is your War Brief Daily for April 13th, 2026. Sources: Institute for the Study of War, Ukrainian General Staff, Ukraine's Prosecutor General's Office, the Ukrainian 14th Army Corps, and the Atesh Partisan Network. Confirmed reporting only unless labeled otherwise.